All right, this AI right here is dominating Polymarket. Why? Because it's an agent swarm that is always watching the big traders on Polymarket, and it's 100% open source. I'll show you exactly how to get the code. And if you can imagine, okay, you know Polymarket, right? If you go to Polymarket, there are so many different markets here. It's almost impossible for a human to, number one, even find all the markets, but number two, sort for the good ideas. You can see calling all models in parallel. We have DeepSeek chat here. We've got Grok 4, we've got Quen, we've got Open Router GLM, GPT-5 Mini, Claude Sonnet, and you can see it's watching all the markets. For example, will John Ossoff win the 2028 Democratic election? It's going to call all of the different models here. You could use Olama if you want this to be something that is running locally, but I'm not doing that. You can see a new market here. Okay. So it's going to wait until there's a bunch of markets and you can see these are their top 5 consensus picks. Are they going to be perfect? Maybe not. But if you put your mind on top of this, look at this. It gives me the markets they all agree on. And it says consensus 4 out of 6 agreed that this will be a no market. Will Elon post this many tweets? Or this soccer game? Or this Chilean presidential election? 4 out of 6 models agree. So is it something that you're just going to be like, oh, boom, automatically? No, but now you have essentially a team of 4 or 6 people that are in your department. You own them. And they are always watching Polymarket, the big trades on Polymarket. Okay, something like this. So I have this dashboard that's watching all the big traders come through. You can see 1 second ago, 3 seconds ago, and I can sort by 2000 or whatever. It's predictionbots.com. It's 100% free. It's everything I'm doing right now is open source. You can see, okay, over $500, over $500. Okay, this guy just bet $6,000. This is the same thing that these agents are looking at, but as a human, you'd have to sit here all day, right? I'd have to sit here all day at prediction bots and just look to see, okay, well, okay, this could be a good one. This guy bet that much there. Okay, let me open this up. This is nice. It's great to have. I'm not going to hate on it, but having agents look at this information for me all the time and then coming up with a consensus. So not only do you get to see exactly what each agent says, but you get to see a consensus. And that's amazing because now you're able to call on whatever model you want. We use Open Router. And again, it's all in the GitHub. We use Open Router so you can call any model. So you can see this is the GitHub here. If you just go to Moondev AI agents, you could probably just Google AI agents, Moondev. Go ahead and hit star in order to bookmark it and fork in order to get all the code. But you can read through the README here. It's a free open source GitHub with 20 plus agents. And this Polymarket agent is unbeatable. Like you can't compete. One person cannot trade better than 6, right? 6 that are never sleeping, never eating, always watching the market, always seeing who's trading what. You can't compete with that. So you can see here in the SRC, that's where all the code is. Go to agents here, scroll down, and you'll be able to find the Polymarket agent. So the Polymarket agent is here, and then the swarm agent is what it's dependent on. So that's also here. The swarm agent allows me to call multiple AIs at the same time. You can see here, if I scroll down to the swarm agent, you can see I'm calling DeepSeek, XAI, Quen, Claude, GLM, which is a Chinese model, China, GPT-5 Mini. Okay, great. So you have all the code for this, and this can be plugged into anything. This is a swarm of AI that can be plugged into any idea you have, and you have full access to it right now. Now, the Polymarket agent that you're watching right here, that's coming up with the picks, well, guess what? That's also open source. So you can scroll through and see all of the code here. You can change the minimum size if you want your agents to only look at trades that are over 2,000 for market discovery. Okay, if somebody trades over 2,000, it makes our list. You can see it has stacked up 14 markets and it's going to wait until it has 25 markets to run again and ask the AI agents. For me, I ignore crypto and sports, but you can unignore them if you want. I like to ignore those because I think they're a little too emotional. I'm looking for somebody with an insider edge. You can see here that market analysis system prompt. You can change this prompt, which is amazing because that means that, yes, I am giving this away for free on GitHub, but everybody can have different approaches to this because everybody will have different prompts. So I made sure to put these prompts at the top. You can scroll through all this code, but I highly recommend just diving in, asking AI any questions you have. It is all 100% open source. You know how to get it now. You know exactly what it does. You can see it working here. It's super easy to install. I don't care if you get this. I want you to take the idea of having a swarm of agents doing everything that Wall Street's doing, but they'll never tell you about. Wall Street has a department of people focused entirely on, maybe they don't yet, on Polymarket, but they will. They'll have 5, 6 people in their firm. They're like, okay, you're focused 100% on Polymarket. I think Polymarket's a little new still. So maybe they won't have that yet, but now you will. Got agents that are always watching every single trade on Polymarket. You can see we're using the WebSocket, so it's 100% free. The Polymarket WebSocket here, you can see, just opening it up, connect to the WebSocket, and then I can see all of the trades, and I just sort them by, hey, is it over $500? Okay, well, let me look at it. And if it looks good, it's not sports, it's not crypto, okay, let me send it over to my AI swarm. And my swarm will go ahead and make some best guesses, I guess. But if 4 out of 6 of them all agree on the same one, that's alpha to me. And what's cool about this is if you don't want to pay for AI, you can use Olama. I have that here. You can see in the model factory, the swarm agent. You can go ahead and scroll down and say, hey, I want to use Olama. I'm okay with paying a little bit for this. It's not a huge amount of cost for the API calls. You know that like Grok is pretty inexpensive and the prices are just going lower and lower because everybody's competing. And that's beautiful for us. You can see it saves the swarm prediction. So I have a CSV that I can look into at any time. And I have a list of all the predictions for the past however long it's been running. So if I run it for 2 months, okay, I got 2 months of predictions. I like it for having it run, just having it run all day. And it's like my eyes on the street because you can't sit here on Polymarket and see, you can't even see all the markets. First off, you could sit on this prediction bots here and just look at all the big traders. You can sit here and look at this all day, but eventually you're going to have to go eat. Eventually you're going to have to go sleep. So for the same reason, you know, I automate my trading. I am automating everything on Polymarket because I think there's a huge edge in that. So let's keep going through this code. Again, it is all on GitHub, so you can kind of explore it yourself. And I also built a Claude skill into the GitHub, so you're able to understand the GitHub a little better. You can see it checks to see if it's yes or a no, what side it is, and then it gets the market consensus here. So it's saying, okay, well, let me go ahead and ask all of these AIs to say yes or trade, no trade, yes, no, or no trade. And then let's get a consensus pick as well. And I think it's interesting to look at both the consensus and also the individual responses, because in my mind, the more thought through ideas on Polymarket I can look at, the more of an advantage I have. Because again, we're so early in Polymarket that just being able to discover new markets is an edge, in my opinion. So it's always discovering new markets for me and then giving me their output. Now, is it going to be like magical plug and play, make $1 billion? Of course not. Of course not. But if you expect that, that's your fault. This is to discover new tokens or new markets at all times, and you have all of the code. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask me below. If you want me to build this into an auto trader bot, I've built plenty of Polymarket auto trading bots. Let me know below. And yeah, this is pretty amazing. You can see it says run AI predictions. It updates the CSV so I can always go back to it. And now you have really all the code you need in order to get an edge on Polymarket, in order to have as many AIs looking at all of the markets that come through, so you can sort better, you can find markets that are inefficient at the end of the day. And that's what Jim Simon says. You just have to keep searching for more anomalies and make your systems better and better because that's what everybody else is going to do.